So many things in this world to see, and so many things in this life to do. It's time to get in our bags and really get the most out of life. Here's my story. Let's say the year is 2003. You're 36 years old. You live in your mom's basement, and you just like playing video games all day. What would you call that person? A loser is probably the first thing that comes into mind, right? But now, fast forward to 2024 or whatever year you see this video, same person, probably lives with his mom, 36 years old, still kind of questionable, but like, let's say he was a streamer and he's really good at that video game. You're talking about he's bringing bread in. You know what I'm saying? Not so much a loser after all. And so that just goes to show. Now, do I actually know a person who's 36 years old living with his mom playing video games? No. But if that person exists, they could make money off of something that makes them happy. And I wasn't taught that growing up. I was taught, like, get a really good paying job. It will make you happy. And that's just not true. And so how In My Bag came about, I was actually doing stand-up for a little bit. And while doing stand-up, I just valued people laughing at me. Probably out of sympathy because my jokes were... But, I was like, man, this is something. And after people like encouraged me and I felt good making people laugh, I wanted to make an event in Port St. Lucie to do my stand-up, right? And then while I was in Port St. Lucie, I'm like, stand-up is kind of not the scene over here. I wanted to make it the scene, but it turned into like, okay, how do I brand myself? And then after like thinking about it, I was like, haha, let me put a bag over my face because they're not gonna know who it is, right? I have. But it worked. People came through. They was like, dude, I don't know what this bag means, but whenever event comes up, I'm gonna be there. I was like, for me, this is nice. And I just kept going. And then, like, even though it was hard to keep up with just like making the videos, making the event, legitimizing the nonprofit stuff, and mingling with people, driving like down south and then driving back home, staying up, it was taking up a lot of my time. I felt like it was something I was supposed to do. It felt right within to just keep on doing it because it was content that I made that I had control over the image, and it brought real value to my life. It wasn't somebody else telling me, hey, make this particular image. I wanted to make that. And the people that I wanted around me, they were championing to do those things. It was like a fulfillment in my life that I couldn't get with like work. All that to say, this is not a video saying I am anti-work, I am anti-getting money. That is far from the truth. So I will say, obviously, you need money. You need money, obviously, to get the things you want. And you're going to need money to just live in this country. That's just bottom line. I live in this place. I pay the rent for this place. And so I need to live. I'm just saying that if you identify so much with your career, you're going to be missing out on a whole other part of your life that you've never ventured, right? My cousin, he told me that like there's a whole other half of your brain and your thought process that you have yet to really like scavenge and discover and really put together to, really access different thoughts and ideas that could benefit you in your life. Your creativeness is your existential footprints in this life. And so being able to create is you leaving a stamp saying, I existed, I did this thing, and I, even after I exist in the physical, that will still remain in some facet. And that's very powerful. I started In My Bag as a way to express myself creatively in the ways that I feel like I like the most. It wasn't just like what's popular. My biggest thing is that I always liked being just perpendicular to what was out there. And even though it may seem similar, I was like, I like it because this little twang to it is me. That's brought me real joy rather than like a job. And a lot of times with jobs, no matter how much money, what you'll find, people will try to pay to keep up their, like, there's like a meter, I feel like, of happiness. And once you get a check, the meter goes up, then it goes down. You get another check, it goes up, it goes down. So people, they get the check, meter goes up. And so they spend to try to keep the meter up. But guess what? The more you spend, you're going to have less money. So you're going to have to get another check, spend it, try to keep it up. What happens is it's always going to go down. But if you find that you have fulfillment in your life, that meter is up. No matter how much money you have, it's just up all the time. And maybe it'll go down a little bit, but once you start creating, it goes right back up. And I feel like that's why I preach in my Bagshot Republic sobriety, humanity, and artistry. To be artistic, to be creative, to have that self-fulfillment that I created something. I spoke this, I drew this, I sang this. Any way that you can express yourself in a way that's creative, that does so much to yourself rather than just, you know, on paper saying I achieved such and such. There are many celebrities or professional people that are depressed because they're just doing what they felt was necessary, and most people don't have the luxury to do the things that they would like to do. I understand that, but I feel like creativeness doesn't always have to have the nicest bells and whistles to do whatever you need to do. It's the little things, and that little idea adds to another idea, which adds to another idea, yada yada yada. All right, I feel like this video was kind of me rambling, but that's fine. I feel like that excess of ideas is also very important. And if it helped you, I'm glad it did. If it didn't, well, watch again, because it's going to help my view count. You know what I mean? But that's all I got to say for you guys. And otherwise, I want everyone to stay in their bag. Peace.